Artificial environments are limited in their scope. The most impactful spiritual development happens in real-life contexts while at home, school, and work. Processing what God is doing in our everyday lives is the real work of discipleship. This is called incidental learning. Our best avenue for enhancing our children's faith, as well as our own, is to allow them many opportunities to serve and reflect during and after those experiences. We can ask where they noticed God. The question on the minds of many parents and guardians is, okay, now that your children aren't in Sunday school or Sunday services, how do they learn about God? The institutional church, and frankly, much of our educational system unrelated to churches, has conditioned people, church members included, to think that learning takes place in classroom and those kinds of settings, which is both unbiblical and unscientific to think. Research around learning and memory has exploded in the past few decades. We now know far more about how the brain processes learning and makes meaning than we ever did before. The brain prioritizes all stimuli and focuses on information perceived to be associated with survival first. Emotionally laden information and knowledge that the brain can quickly apply in real-life context also takes precedence. What is fascinating is that almost all of the ways that we have learned that the brain processes information and learns best is, not surprisingly, the way Jesus taught. To be honest, it also cuts against almost everything done in our church services and Christian education programs. Long lecture-style sessions, which is what sermons basically are, and classroom lessons advancing theoretical tasks, which is often found in many Sunday school settings and Bible studies, are literally some of the poorest methods we could choose to teach what we contend is the most important content in life, the gospel of Jesus. This is especially true when it is dominated by one-way communication, but it does improve greatly when there is an opportunity for dialogue and mutual processing. So to end this lesson, let me reiterate there are good things that can come out of the organized church structures, but we are intellectually dishonest if we raise any of those methods above the natural, real-life ways of discipleship as modeled for us by Jesus. There is no research, neuroscience, or biblical analysis when objectively presented that will show the programs, sermons, and classes as conducted in most organized churches is superior to simple, organic routines to be close to Jesus. The people in institutional churches are not wrong or bad, but no person, parent, or guardian needs to feel a moment of guilt or shame for leaving their structures to pursue a relationship with God. The truth is, God is closer than you think. In another module of the Magnify the Power course, we will explore in greater depths just how spiritual growth occurs according to the New Testament blueprints, and it might surprise some of you. Incidental learning, learning that occurs while experiencing the incidents of life, is a natural process of making sense of the world. Real-life contexts such as home, school, and work are the most practical places for learning and application of faith. Reflecting on what God is doing in those situations moves the natural to supernatural. Participating in the divine nature and actualizing faith becomes a real endeavor. Furthermore, it is sometimes helpful to place children in circumstances that force questions due to the discomfort they create. Exposing them to other beliefs and service in crisis are quick ways to increase sensitivity to the spiritual realm while working in the physical world. Therefore, one key to passing on a vibrant, albeit messy, faith is to actively reflect on how Jesus is present during and after an interaction with others, especially acts of service.